Oh man, fuck. Thank you for calling Twist Station Productions. This is Sean the Great.
Yes, sir. I'm calling to voice my opinion on the topic of discussion on your podcast you had last summer.
All right. Give me a little insight. What exactly was that podcast about?
You were talking about integrating women in men's sports.
Okay, yeah, that's one. Did you happen to finish that episode? Because I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure I told you to turn it the fuck off.
I don't think it was fair.
If you didn't like it,
and that I disagree
turn it the fuck off. No, my podcast is not for everybody. Turn it the fuck off. I'm not here to pretend or to offend. Maybe just a little bit of that offend. But as soon as you get offended, this audio should be suspended. Because I had a dream that all God churches will learn from everybody's opinion instead of judging them based upon their beliefs. And when it's happened, by God, my theme song will ring. We will let it ring from every hood in Atlanta, from every suburbs in the Mississippi. We will be able to replay this episode in the presence of black men, white men, women, gay, just a little bit straight women, dykes that secretly like men, trans people, and even dogs that identify as cats. Blast my episode as loud as you can. Let it blast, let it blast. And if you get offended, you can kiss my black.
A lot on my mind, ain't a whole lot of time. A lot of things get left unsaid.
I'm finna talk,
but they been running through my mind all day, and now it's time to get them out of my head. Get it out of my head.
Yo, what's up? My name's Sean the Great. Nobody called me that, and they probably never will. It's summertime, so I got to kick my podcast back off. I got a lot of requests to bring it back. I did a lot of researching, and I want to say that I don't monetize my podcast because a lot of the content I use is copywritten, and as long as I'm not making money off it, I don't need permission. I think, you feel me? But I do have to pay to publish this, but that's just the liberties I go to make you motherfuckers happy. But without further ado, alright, so I guess y'all got the memo. The audio you hearing is for adults only. Considering I'm probably the most childish person with a podcast, I don't think it's fair to say it's only for adults. But listener discretion is advised. This audio contains strong language, inappropriate behavior, and a whole lot of other shit. Remember, turn it the fuck off. Play with your mama, not me. And if you're considering contesting me on this, please consider this message by Mr. Nuigwe.
Try Jesus, not me.
Oh, not me. Please don't try me, you heard me?
Cause I throw hands.
Yes, Lord, I throw hands. Do what you please with that information. You know, I don't want to sound like a He-Man woman hater when I say this for adults only. You know what I mean? So, you want to listen to it, that's on you. I warned y'all already, you feel me? I say this for adults. I can't even call myself adult, you feel me? Because I see a lot of adults who have, they shit together. And I'm not one of them. They got the passion for music and teaching and stuff like that. And I don't know what my passion is, unless sex count. I could fill out a job application right now, and I wouldn't have the passion to do that. Age, 32, race, black as fuck. Sex, hell yeah. But look, being an adult ghetto, for real. You gotta pay to be alive, basically. And don't have kids, because you have to pay to keep their ass alive, too. No wonder jailhouse overcrowded. That's Section 8 without free will. You wanna start living rent-free, be jobless, and still have a roof over your head? I got the solution. Somebody turn to their neighbor and say, neighbor, I'm getting myself out of this predicament. And slap the fuck out their ass. You go to jail, but it'll be a free sweet. Look, life got ghetto as soon as I graduated high school, you heard me? And got a job. Fuck, meet your new friend Bill. He's here to the end, and it's damn near illegal to save money. Don't believe me? Stop buying clothes and start going places naked. You're gonna get that free suite from earlier. Stop going to the movies. Start downloading free at home. You get that free suite. Monopoly ain't teach me a bitch ass thing. I'm supposed to have 4 houses in a hotel right now. I already went to jail. I done paid my taxes on everybody's property but mine. When it's my turn? Every time I look up, Bill out here with his hand out. When I found out that I had to pay a water bill, that's when I knew being an adult was ghetto, you feel me?
They're making us pay for water, you
Really, I'm just hoping it's benefiting the fishes, you feel me? Look, a quick story. I brought my vehicle and I put insurance on it for the first time. Chick was like, I see you in 6 months. I was like, why? What's in 6 months? Found out I had to come back and renew. I was like, damn, I gotta pay you bitches again? Then she didn't even tell me I could have paid it in a 6-month time span. I ended up giving her a lump sum, and in 6 months, I fucked around and forgot. I had a new phone, new address. I got pulled over. I was like, look, all of a sudden, I'm gonna pay it online real quick. Psych. I had a ticket, and I had to pay a damn flag. Now, imagine how confused I was. I was like, what the fuck I ordered the damn fee for? A flag? Then I paid for it, and they didn't give it to me. And I don't want to sound stupid, but when I ordered a cheeseburger, I'm leaving with a burger. I was standing there like, where my flag at? I understood it wasn't something that I wanted, but I figured, I could make it a collector's item. She was like, we already took care of it. And I was like, nah. I paid for a flag. I should be waving something around this fucking lobby right now. Not only is being an adult ghetto, picking up women got strange after you become a man. Back in high school, we was grabbing ass, talking, giggling with women. But boy, that's sexual harassment now, They had me at sexual and lost me at harassment. I'm supposed to like big butts, and I cannot lie. And you other brothers cannot deny that if a girl was to walk in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing was in your face, you too will be sprung. Baby got back. Remember, the popular song, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You had the women singing it too. Back in 1992, it was top of the charts for like 5 weeks. Mariah came through with the "I'll Be There." But since we talking about Sir Mix-a-Lot, I gotta take a quick commercial break real quick.
Yeah.
Sponsored by your local food delivery guys.
Cause we be delivering DoorDash for real, yeah. I like McDonald's and I cannot lie. Can't lie. I want a burger and a big old fry. Big fry. When the order comes in with a Happy Meal, them French fries, I'm gonna steal. Your Tyler getting jacked. Your Tyler getting jacked.
Your favorite delivery thieves. So be honest, you're supposed to have more fries than that. Get 20% off your next order by using the promo code Share Size Your Fries. DoorDashers, share size your fries, because we want some too. So look, on my little break from my podcast, I picked up a book by Kirsten Manizer. I hope I'm saying that right. It was titled, "So You Want to Start a Podcast?" And I have yet to complete it. But what caught my attention was a subject that said, "Who is your podcast for?" As in your targeted audience. So around here at Twist Agent Production, I usually let you guys know that my podcast ain't for everybody. And I usually wing them out, by saying things like, please listen carefully.
If you stop at a yellow light knowing that you and the person behind you can make it, this is not for you. If you go to Walmart and sort through the buckets for a good one, instead of taking it anyway and leaving it in the aisle stranded when you realize that it's not aligned, this is not for you. If you sleep with socks on, this is not for you. If you're mature enough to set one alone, then indeed this is not for you. But all you other childish sons of I love you in the Lord.
Welcome to the Beyond section of Bed and Bath. This is what you get, a nigga with a podcast. And what do we do on here with the podcast? Well, let's get into it. So assuming everybody got a social media account, because let's be honest, this is where we find out about everything from the president going on vacation to William and his cousin Sabrina having a relationship. When I say everything, I mean everything. On January 26, 2020, at 9:06 a.m., a helicopter had taken off, soon to crash 39 minutes later at 9:45 a.m. Before 10 a.m., people was posting memes of Kobe playing basketball with Jesus. Fact check it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just saying, this is how most of us found out. But I got a topic I want to discuss because I've seen a lot of mixed opinions on it, and I'll share some of them here in a second. So even though we receive a lot of misinformation from social media, it doesn't mean that all of it is not accurate. So there is a fabricated story on Facebook, and now listen to me, I'm saying it's fabricated. It's about a Douglas Barnes. If you don't know, allow me to explain. Mike McCaffrey, a cop out of Livonia, Michigan, I think I'm saying that right, shot and killed Mr. Barnes' 17-year-old son during a traffic stop after requesting for his vehicle documents. The story goes on to say that when he reached for the paperwork, the cop shot him. Fast forward 4 years later, the daughter went to prom, the cop daughter went to prom, and Mr. Barnes finds him there and shoots and kills her in revenge for what he did to his son, all while yelling an eye for an eye. Mind you, all this information was false. The whole story was fabricated from the traffic stop to prom, but it created a mixed amount of opinions, and I would like to discuss them. Without doing the proper research, we all jumped to give our opinions because everything on Facebook real, right? Okay, anywho, the amount of people justifying the daughter's death because of her father's wrongdoing was ridiculous, and I should be ashamed of myself. I'm joking. I didn't agree. I just understood if that's possible. Let me back my opinion up.
No little kid was harmed in the making of this podcast.
Now, let's imagine that, this story was true and not fabricated, The story says he waited 4 years to avenge his son's death. That's 4 years of pain that don't just go away. Now, anybody who ever lost somebody, especially a kid, knows that. It takes time, but in my opinion, I feel like killing his son in an unreasonable manner will bring out the devil in anybody. Then the cop gets to enjoy his daughter for 4 years, you know what I'm saying? That there will just develop a hate. Open your Bibles, if you will, to Romans 12:19. Dearly beloved, do not avenge yourself, but leave room for God's wrath. For vengeance is mine, I will repay. I have a hard time with this because I know God, and he will make right where it's wrong. But when it comes to mine, I'm going to have to be his pawn because he ain't finished with me yet. I know he gave me free will, but I don't know if I'm going to have the patience to wait on God's wrath or even justice, because I'm going to have to give something or somebody a little push. I got gun, there's a gun in my house. Is this a sign? Should I use it or whatever? That's just me though. But I'm not saying the girl deserved to die. I just understood the frustrations, and I read opinions that said her father crimes aren't hers, which is true. And maybe the guy should have just killed the dad instead. Facts. I can agree with that. But can you ever really get mad at how someone reacts? Like if you're the cause, can you be mad at the effect? Here's an example. A guy I never met a day in my life purchased some stolen goods which happened to be my property. And my friend seen that such and such had my property, and he called me, and I was like, hey, look, dude, I don't know you, and I would like for you to return my equipment, and no harm will fall upon you, long as you tell me where you got it from. So dude decided he was gonna tear my shit up and send me photos of all my shit that he ruined. So him ruining my shit was a cause. The fact was he no longer has a sense of humor because I beat the goofy out of his ass. But why does the daughter have to reap the repercussions of her dad's action? Honestly, the story was fake, and I'm surprised y'all still going on about it. But if you ever heard that the good had to suffer for the bad, I told you guys, being an adult sucked like a few minutes ago. So here's this. My mom and dad had unprotected sex, unwed, and now I gotta pay bills for the rest of my life. That's me, the good, suffering for the bad. I should be a stay-at-home child, Okay, maybe that's a bad example. How about this? Okay, let's say I decide to be a getaway driver in the bank heist job. My only job is to drive. No armed robbery, no theft. I just pull up and transport criminals and cash. I'm happy about my position on the opposite side of the law. And say my best friend, Eric, he's like, that sounds like an adrenaline rush. You should let me ride along. And I agree. Now let's say we just cased this bank. We on our way to freedom. We got the money and shit. And I don't know, fucking Batman comes out of nowhere and start beating the shit out of all of us. You think he gonna let Eric pass because he was just riding along? Hell nah, he gonna get his ass whooped too. That's a good suffering for the bad. Still stay your ass at home. A lot of people don't really know the realm of addiction. They stop at drugs and alcohol. But there's, several other things to be addicted to, like money, sex, masturbation, video games. The amount of guys these days that are addicted to video games is ridiculous. If you or someone you know is addicted to video games, don't be afraid to give our hotline a call. Don't ignore the signs like rage quitting, yelling at your teammates, blaming others for your losses. At Console Anonymous, we'll get you off the controller and back in control of your life. Give us a call today. Console Anonymous. Get control of your life. It's always somebody asking me to discuss politics on my podcast, and I think I already said it before that I don't really like discussing politics because it stereotype people, You say you voted for this party and people will say, oh my God, you want unborn babies to die. And you say the opposite and they're like, you want women to give birth to babies or they're rapists and die. And I'm like, damn bitch, can I decide what policies I agree with? I tell people all the time, I like Trump. Does this mean I like everything that he has said and done? Well, no. Do you think I'm going to give you a full content on what I mean about that? Well, no. But I do support him. He gives felons hope to run for president. Now listen. When I say I support him, that don't mean I'm storming the Capitol supportive. I'm still black. If that don't prove nothing, find a video of them people storming the Capitol and tell me the majority to minority ratio. You see, my mama ain't play that shit. I don't think y'all realize the speech I would have got, even if I would have went. I'm not saying that I wanted to go, because I didn't. I just knew better I was just praying that a nigga who looked like me didn't even fucking go. You feel me? Like, if I had to go back to, just to see my mama's reaction, it would sound like,
so you turned 32 and just think you grown, huh?
What?
So you gonna act like I ain't just seen your narrow ass in that video with all them white people running through that capitalization building?
I wasn't running in that
You must
building.
think I'm stupid, huh?
No,
you don't think they gonna find your ass and put you up under that jailhouse? Got my friends calling me at my job talking about my son on TV making a stand. Making a stand? You wanna be a man? Join a goddamn plan. You out there running with him and shit. That little building all on the goddamn news. Y'all better hope they don't come over here looking for you, because I'm gonna act an ass too. We all gonna be looking stupid on TV.
Yeah. So a question I get a lot, people ask me all the time, is doing a podcast hard? And I always say, man, it really depends on who you are. I really can't answer that question honestly, that it's hard or it's easy. Or like I say, it really depends on you. Like, if you are a high energy person, your podcast has to have high energy as well. Because for all the people who listen to my podcast and know me, I feel like they would know if I was into my podcast or not, based on how I am in everyday life compared to how I am in my podcast. Now I'm a high energy person, and people know this. I can't be high energy in real life and then have a podcast that's just, not representing who I am as a person, if that makes sense, because people will realize that he's not really into what he's doing, So like I said, if you're going to do it, you got to take pride in doing it. If you fail, you'll fail 100% of the time if you don't try. You know what I'm saying? Now, I can't promise that my podcast fits everybody's standards, because I have a lot of strong language and a whole lot of other shit. But that's just me. And people can relate to me. And if they can't, then they already left at the beginning of the episode when we was weaning them out. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't plan on telling lies in my podcast. I research and reach out on almost everything I talk about. I like facts. And I mean evidence-driven facts. Not just some shit that we might believe that has a chance of not being true. That makes sense? No? Okay, R. Kelly said he gave us 30 years of his career. I mean, that's not far from the truth, but I mean, that doesn't make it a fact. He also said, I don't know how to hog tie people. Like, now, can you hog tie people? Because, I mean, we don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You know, all I'm saying is, if you're going to put it in the podcast, just make sure you have some knowledge on it. You know, if I wanted to give y'all facts, I would say things like, zebras don't play nice. They will stomp you to death. Like, this is a fact, you know? Just because your baby daddy beat your ass don't mean he can fight. This is a fact. More people die a year from mosquitoes than gun crimes. This is a fact. The hardest place for a trans person to live is in America. The easiest place for a trans person to live is in America. That don't make no fucking sense. What the fuck? How does that make sense? I don't know. I fact checked it. I don't think you fucking did. What does that mean? I don't know. I think it's provocative. No, the fuck it's not. It gets the people going. Get the fuck out of here. I don't think people come to my podcast, you know, to hear facts, you know. But when they do hear information, I make sure that it's right. I don't want to be wrong on it, because then I'm going to have to edit the audio and this and that. And that don't even sound like some shit I want to do. I just trash the whole thing. Now, I would say be a friend and tell me when you hear misinformation, but asking somebody to be a friend is really hard. I don't think people know how to be friends these days. Listen, the best part about living in the time we do now is technology. You know, it's so advanced. We got cameras on every fucking building, and we got cell phones so you can get them screenshots, you heard me? I see a lot of news stories where people die at the hands of their so-called friends, and I see a lot of Facebook posts where people are betrayed by their so-called friends. Like, understand, friends fight too. Sometimes you gotta realize, if this is a recurring thing, I can't keep letting you hurt me like this, you heard? You can forgive people without being friendly with them ever again. What Kevin Gates said, bitch, die today. I'm not wishing you the best, you feel me? How do you know somebody's your friend though? To me, it's simple. Like, I discussed this topic with my right-hand man. If you don't know what that is, it's the highest level of friendship. Somebody who comes to your aid, no question asked. If I'm fighting somebody and they friend look like he getting too close, my friend diving in their shit. Like, we been broke together, we starved together, we ate together. If I need it, and he got it, we gonna split it. If I need it and he don't got it, then we gonna go get it. You know, some people will reach out to you, you know, have a full-blown conversation, ask you how you been, how is life treating you, tell you they proud of you, and then ask to borrow money. Now, a friend already know how you been and shit. We don't have to have a full-blown conversation to borrow money if we really friends. I call my best friend right now and say, hey, send me $100 real quick. He'll be like, all right, give me a second. Or he'll say, I ain't really got it like that, so I can't do too much. Nigga ain't say what you need it for, when I'm gonna get it back. He just know that you good for it. Just hear his facts and y'all know it. Fuck, I owe my friend money right now, cause I ain't really got it like that, so I ain't trying to do too much. Everybody ain't your friend. That's all I'm saying. That's the bottom line. I'm cool with everybody I see. Don't make us friends. Now, do I have friends? Yes. People who generally look out for you just cause it's the right thing to do, you feel me? People who can walk in your house when you're not home and fall asleep. Somebody, you know, who you'll let borrow your car and not worry about the condition they'll bring it back in. I see that's close to you know, what I consider as a friend. You feel me? Cause I didn't have my best friend and took my car to work and left his shit at my house just so his ex wouldn't see him. Why? I have no idea. I ain't asked no questions. You know, that's just what you were supposed to do as a friend. I'm self-employed for a company that my friend owned. How does that even work? I don't know. But it's facts. Stop calling the bitch who went and brought the house that you were saving your hard-earned money to buy your friend. That's a hater. People hang out with people they always doing better than, just to make themselves feel good. Look, real quick, that ain't me. And that ain't gonna never be me. If I can't push you forward in life, then this is why I gotta leave you. You heard me? I try to be friends with everybody, and not everybody gonna try to be friends with us. You know? But that's the world we live in. Nobody owe us nothing. You gotta stand on all 10. But you know, when the road get tough ahead, and you end up out for your nice warm bed, remember what your old pal said. What he said?
You got a friend in me.
On God. Hey, shut the fuck up.
You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old past said. Boy, you got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Subscribe to my podcast. We gonna piss somebody off eventually.